Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. When we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you guys that you definitely want to stick around for. So make sure you go and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as all of you guys are fully aware, the NBA season is roughly about a month or so away, right? And I'm very, very excited. Finally, we're gonna have some basketball. We're gonna have some interesting things to talk about, right? So that's one thing. That's a fantastic thing. And with the return of basketball, it means that there's going to be a return of a lot of storylines. And going into this particular season, there are a lot of storylines that I believe, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree, that a lot of NBA fans are interested in. Number one, we have the Brooklyn Nets story, right? Kevin Durant wanting out of Brooklyn. Then ultimately, he couldn't get out of Brooklyn, and he came back. He rescinded his trade request. So a lot of us are interested to see what that Brooklyn Nets team is going to look like. What is it going to look like with Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons? We haven't seen him play in over a year, and Kyrie Irving. That's one storyline that a lot of us are interested in. There are a lot of us out there that are interested in seeing how well a healthy Clippers team could be this season. Could this be the year that the Clippers break through and make it to the finals and possibly win a championship? That's one thing. Another storyline could be, will Zion Williamson play basketball this season? Is he going to come back? Is he going to play? Another one is, can the Boston Celtics return to the NBA Finals? Can they go back, right? Can they go out there and play well again this season? And then we have another one, which is, can the Golden State Warriors defend their title, right? Can they defend their championships? Can the champs go back to back? That's another thing. And I don't think, will Stephen Curry be able to go back to back for, leading a team, right? Last time they did that was when KD was there. But the one drama that's going to take the cake this season, above all, is going to be the drama surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers this season. All of us are going to be asking ourselves one very simple question, which is this: what in the Lord's name will the Lakers season end up being like this particular year? Well, according to a recent report from an NBA insider, we're getting this via yahoosports.com, it seems like the Lakers are still quietly working on a particular move. So what we want to do is get into this article here and then react to it. So basically, the article starts off with the headline. Russell Westbrook reportedly very open to a trade from the Lakers. It continues on. Russell Westbrook's rocky relationship with the Los Angeles Lakers took another turn this week. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne said on the Low podcast Friday that Westbrook would welcome a trade but hasn't asked for one either. She said, Russ is very open to a trade. Shelburne said, he hasn't asked for a trade. I've been assured of that, but he's open to that, and someone who wants him and wants to empower him and wants him to be Russell Westbrook of old. The article continues on. The issue with trading Russell Westbrook is twofold. He's playing some of the worst basketball of his NBA career, and the final year of his contract is worth $47 million after Westbrook opted into this summer. There has been a speculation all offseason about Westbrook's future in Los Angeles. After tumultuous last year with the Lakers, he finished the year with the worst stats since 2009 and didn't seem to mesh well with the Lakers duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But even as rumors swirled that the Lakers could swap Westbrook for Kyrie Irving, the Lakers brain trust of James general manager Rob Pelinka, Lakers owner Jeannie Buss, and new head coach Darvin Ham all preach faith in their point guard. Buss at one point called Russell Westbrook the best player before clarifying she meant most consistent. Ham said in July that he had a clear plan of how to use Russell Westbrook in the offseason, but a report from The Athletic also claimed Ham would have more authority to bench Russell Westbrook. James and Davis and Westbrook also reportedly spoke this summer to commit to making their trio work for this upcoming season. And complicating things, though, the Lakers' recent trade for former Utah Jazz guard Patrick Beverley. Though Beverley has butted heads with Westbrook in the past, the new Laker guard said in his introductory press conference he's super excited to play with Westbrook. Continues on, I was asked this question 2-3 years ago about someone I would always want to play with. The first name was Westbrook. Beverley said on September 7, I've known Bron since I was a baby, a rookie in this league, so obviously I want to play with him. But a player with that competitive spirit, that fire, that will, that dog, that nastiness, that grit, to have that running mate like that, I've never had something like that. So I'm super excited to see where that goes. So that's what basically the article said, and it continues on. You guys can definitely check that out on Yahoo Sports. Now, I want to be quick here, so let me summarize my thoughts. Here are my thoughts on this. As presently constructed, I think the Lakers are a playoff team this season for a few reasons. Number one, there's just no possible way that the Lakers can be as bad as they were last. I just find it hard to believe. that the Lakers are going to be fighting to get into the play-in tournament this season, given what transpired. I can't fathom something like that happening for a second time. So that's the first thing. I think they're going to be better just because of that. I also believe that some of their key players will be able to play more games this season. By key players, we're talking about Anthony Davis, right? Because he's their youngest star and arguably probably their most valuable asset if we're just talking about age, right? Probably some people say probably LeBron is better, whatever. But I think Anthony Davis will be able to play 65 games this season. All right. I think AD will be able to play 65 games. I think the addition of Patrick Beverley will help them on the defensive end. And I think they will also need his energy. If you've watched Patrick Beverley play, Patrick Beverley plays with this type of infectious energy that can really galvanize, motivate his teammates, energize them, and raise their level of competitive fervor. I think that that's something that Patrick Beverley can do. There was a game where I saw that actually take place a number of years ago when Ron Artest was playing with the Lakers and Kobe. And Ron Artest probably had his best defensive game when he was guarding Carmelo Anthony. You guys can go watch that. And Ron Artest basically put Carmelo Anthony in a straitjacket that game. And Jeff Van Gundy, who was calling the game with Mark Jackson, who called that Ron Artest's best work, he said that the defense that Ron Artest is playing with the energy is actually raising the competitive level of his teammates. And now you see Kobe Bryant fighting through picks, blowing through screens, like trying to get over the pick, fighting. So just by having one guy play tenacious defense can actually energize teammates, and they'll want to, rise to that level of tenacity. So it's a real thing. And I think Patrick Beverley can bring that on a nightly, on a nightly basis now. But as this team is presently constructed, however, I don't think that there will be a top 4 seed when it's all said and done for a very simple reason. The West is just going to be stacked this season, man. First of all, here are the teams that I think are going to be better than the Lakers this season as they're presently constructed. I think the Warriors are going to be better, obviously. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to have a better outing this year unless they just, take a step back. I think the Los Angeles Clippers are going to be better than the Lakers this year. I think the Phoenix Suns are going to be better than the Lakers. And I think the Denver Nuggets are going to be a better team with the return of Jamal Murray, right? I think there are too many good teams at the top of the conference, which means that I think the Lakers will be in the second half of the conference, right? The second group. So anywhere between 5 and 8, maybe 5 and 6 or something like that. So I think they're going to be there. But herein lies the problem with the Lakers this season and with this team. The one problem facing this team is the word expectations. A year ago, they were picked to represent the Western Conference, right? They were picked to represent the Western Conference. And I just don't see the Lakers coming into this season. I don't see Laker fans settling for a first round exit. I find it hard for Laker fans to be excited about something like that. And that's why this report doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if they still deal Russell Westbrook this season. Obviously, as the article mentioned, his contract is going to be a challenge, but I don't think Russell Westbrook is as bad as the media made him out to be, right? The foolishness of Skip Bayless saying that Patrick Beverley is better than Russell Westbrook. I don't see Skip Bayless having the courage to say something like that if Patrick Beverley was on another team. And funny enough, when Skip said that, even Lil Wayne, who was on the show, Lil Wayne was like, wait, what? Skip, did you just say that? So these are my thoughts and opinions. So the question to you guys, what are your thoughts about this news? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.